Yoda. Welcome to my remote office, Sans Souci Resort, Ocho Rios, Jamaica. In this Elementor tutorial, I'm going to show you how to build an Elementor website with easy to follow steps, no hidden costs, in less than 2 hours of your time. This video will use all the current web design and web development techniques to create a fully responsive website that will automatically adjust to meet the screen needs of any type of computer, laptop, tablet, phone, or any other handheld device. I think we're ready to get started, so without further delay, let's go ahead and visit Bethany's new website, YourUltimateVacation.com, which is the website we're going to build today. Now her website starts out displaying a YouTube video, and basically we're going to be able to embed that into your website. Now initially you see this and you can already feel a little overwhelmed. It's like, wow, look at all this complicated stuff, but the truth is the software we're going to use is going to do all the complicated stuff. All we have to do is tell it what to do. Now to start with, Bethany's going to have a logo at the top left corner. We're going to learn how to make this logo for free online. We'll then learn how to find free video content that you can insert into your website, and then we'll learn how to insert that video content into your website. Now as we scroll down, notice how the content animates in until it gets to its final destination. I'll show you how to do this animation yourself. It's actually very simple. We'll learn how to insert pictures into your website. We'll learn how to add text and change the size and the color. We'll learn how to make these little wave dividers. There's actually lots of different dividers to choose from. This is just the one we chose. We'll learn how to do call to action areas. Notice how the icon pops out and the button pops out, and we can control the colors of all this and the size and everything about it. Change the icon as well. We'll learn how to do these accordion lists where we could basically do any kind of frequently asked questions we want to do. Notice how you click on the different sections and it brings it up. Now you're not actually doing any of the coding to make this happen. All you're doing is providing the content. The software we're going to use is going to do all the real work. We'll learn how to do a photo carousel. Notice you can force it to go to the right or the left, or if you let it sit long enough, it'll just scroll on its own. Notice in the testimonial section how the animation brings the content in nicely. We'll learn how to make this testimonial section with images and the different text sizes. We'll be able to control all this to whatever you need it to be. When we go to build this, you'll see that there's plenty of options to make this exactly what you want it to be. You have total control at that level. Then we're going to do this parallax background. Notice how the image slides up and down inside of the window. Then we'll learn how to add this floating box on top with a join our email list inside of it. We'll show you how to make the 2 fields that are required, and we'll also show you how to make the send button go exactly to who you want it to go to. At the very bottom we have a footer. It has 4 separate sections. You don't have to use all 4 sections, but I generally do. You'll have complete control of the content that goes in your footer. Notice that column 4 has complete navigation that can take you anywhere from here, or you can hit the button at the bottom right, which takes you all the way to the top of the website. Then we'll build her About Us page. And on the About Us page in the header is this other logo. We're going to learn how to make that. Now also we'll learn how to put this movie in the header at the top. Now this could also just be a graphic or an image. We have full control over that. Here's another 2-column section that has some text to the left and image to the right. And then under Destinations, you'll see that Destinations is not clickable. We'll learn how to make that not clickable. I mean, it could be clickable, but we're going to learn how to make it not clickable. And then we're going to build individual pages under that. For example, the Destinations Jamaica page, which is definitely one of our favorite destinations. We're going to learn how to make this really nice header. In fact, if I turn around where I'm sitting right now, that's exactly the view I have. It's just unbelievable how beautiful it is here. Definitely one of my favorite places in the world to develop is right here at Sans Souci Resort, Ocho Rios, Jamaica. If we scroll down, you'll notice these little progress bars. We'll learn how to make these and have complete control over those. It's basically a status bar where you can control the text and the percentage. We'll also learn how to make these buttons that allow you to jump down to a particular place in the page. For example, if we scroll down to things to do, you can see that takes quite a while to get there. But if I click on the button, it takes me right there immediately. We'll learn how to make these pictures go all the way to the edge like this. We'll also learn how to put the text in the boxes and how to control the spacing around them. And we'll go back up to the top. We'll learn how to make a gallery. And one of the things this gallery has is called a light box. And a light box, all that means is when you click on an image, it brings it up in a highlighted box, and then you can click to the right or the left from here. Notice when we close that picture, it doesn't matter which picture you click on, it'll start rotating from that point. Again, you're not doing any of the mechanics of this. You're simply going to drag a photo gallery in, tell it which pictures you want to do, and it's going to do all the work for you. That's what's really incredible about this product. It really does all the work. All we do is tell it what to do. Then we're going to build a travel tips page, which includes all the travel tips that Bethany's collected over the years. Just an incredible list of helpful tools for people who want to travel abroad. Our goal, of course, is to build the page. And notice it has all these really cool accordion pull downs, and all we did was provide the content. It did the work for us. And then finally we'll build a Contact Us page. And on the Contact Us page we'll learn how to do these separate sections. Again, these can be ordered however you want. This is just one example of how it can be done. So you can have phone, email, and address. The phone will be clickable. The email could be clickable, but we try to encourage people to use the Message Us form, so we made it not clickable here. And then we'll show you how to make the name, email, and phone fields required, whereas the subject and the Your Message fields are not required. And we'll show you how to make the Send button go exactly where you want it to go. And we'll learn how to insert a Google map into your website. Notice how the map can be moved around. It can be zoomed in. It can be zoomed out. And we should be able to complete the actual construction of the website itself in a little less than 2 hours. Now, all professional websites have certain intrinsic costs you simply can't avoid. For example, you're going to need quality website hosting, and that's going to run you about $10 a month. And you're also going to need a domain name. That's how you access your website, and that runs about $12 a year. I'm going to show you where I get these services from at a discount promotional rate. But if you choose to purchase your web hosting somewhere else and your domain somewhere else, this course will work just fine. But outside of those costs, that's it. There's no extra cost to follow. If you're concerned you're going to run into troubles while taking the course, don't. I've been a webmaster instructor, aka the Web Yoda, for over 20 years, and I'd love to hear from my students. So as you work your way through this course, feel free to express your comments, suggestions, and questions below the video. If you have any troubles, just ask. I'll be more than happy to assist you. But in exchange, please pay it forward. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the video, tell your friends about the video. This is the best way for me to get the word out there to help as many students like yourself as possible. So we're ready to start on our website, but before we can build a website, we have to have a place for our website to live, and that's what web hosting does for you. Otherwise, you'd build a website on your local computer, but only you'd be able to see it. You want to be able to have the world see it, so you have to get hosting so everybody else can see your results. The next question is, who are you going to get hosting from? Because obviously there's a lot of choices out there. Well, Web Yoda did some research, and they came across some very non-biased results where PC Magazine conducted an Editor's Choice Award for web hosting. And shown here are the top 6 results from that Editor's Choice Award. And of the 6, HostGator was the #1 pick for PC Magazine's Editor's Choice Award. And this was because their features were amazing, their reliability and security was amazing, and their 24/7 support was very proactive. With all of this, their pricing was as good or better than any of the other options out there. So Web Yoda decided to go with HostGator, and they use that for all their students and any websites they build. And we'll also be using HostGator for this course as well. So at this point, we're going to go to hostgator.com/WebYoda. And the reason for that link is that now Web Yoda has a partnership with HostGator. Thereby, every time a hosting package is sold through that partnership, a small portion of that goes to the Web Yoda Foundation. And the Web Yoda Foundation, in turn, uses that money to build more free courses like this one, as well as to provide free training for training centers and online students all over the world who may not be able to afford professional training. So let's go ahead and go to the link, hostgator.com/WebYoda, and this will show the web hosting options that HostGator has to offer. Now, HostGator has 3 levels of hosting. Their recommended hosting package is the Hatchling plan. And this plan is for a single domain, so if you're doing a single website or if you're a student taking this course, then the Hatchling plan is for you. Now, no matter which plan you get, they all come with one-click installs. Now, what this means is, for example, when we install WordPress, there'll be an individual click inside of our control panel. We click that once, and it'll do all the work to install our WordPress. Next, all 3 plans come with unmetered bandwidth. And what this does for you is no matter how much traffic your website gets, you're not going to be charged any extra. And finally, what to me is outstanding is they offer you a free SSL certificate. Well, what is that? Why do I want one? Well, it's the secure key, the little key up here in the top left. And as of earlier this year, Google is basically favoring websites that are secure and also favoring websites that are mobile friendly. So we're going to build a website that's mobile friendly using WordPress, and thanks to HostGator we're going to have a free secure key, so Google's going to like us even more. Now normally you could pay $35 to $100 for a feature like this, and HostGator's basically giving that to us for free. And when your hosting options start at just $278 a month, it's just really hard to beat. If you're going to have multiple websites, you need to go with the baby plan, because that allows you unlimited domains, basically unlimited websites within your account. And then if you're doing even larger things where you need a dedicated IP and you need a lot of SEO tools, then the business plan was probably the package for you. Now the hatchling plan is going to work fine for us for this example. Bethany only has one website, so let's go ahead and click the Buy Now button. Now we're ready to complete our web hosting application so we can activate our hosting. And our first decision is, do I need to register a new domain or do I already own a domain? In most cases you don't own a domain, so you need to enter a domain in this box. Unfortunately, lots of domain names are already taken, so it may take you a while to find a domain that will work for your company that also is available. For this example, I'm going to make up one, chooseadomainname.com, and then I'm going to click to the right of the .com button here, and it says that domain name is not available. So I'm going to pick a new domain name, choose another domainname.com, and then I'll click to the right again. That one is available, so we're ready to go, and we don't need any of these other names because those are for somebody else's website, not ours. Now if you scroll down, the next thing you'll see is domain privacy protection. So let's turn this off to see exactly what this is. Now for $14.95 a year, if somebody goes to look up your domain name, the result they'll see will say that it's owned by HostGator.com, have their address, their phone number, and their email. If you choose not to pay this fee, then if somebody looks your domain name up, it's going to have your name, your address, phone number, and email. But this is likely on your website already, just like it's going to be for Bethany. So for us, there's really no benefit in paying the $14.95, so we're going to choose to avoid that fee. Now in Bethany's situation, she already owns her domain, so we're going to scroll back up to the top, and we're going to choose I already own this domain. So we'll enter her domain in the box, yourultimatevacation.com. Then we'll click to the right, and it shows it added. Again, a bunch of additional choices, but we don't need any of those. And notice when we scroll down that the privacy option is gone now because that's only applicable if you're purchasing your domain name through HostGator. Now we're ready to set our details for our hosting plan. We already chose the hatchling plan, but at any time if you need to upgrade, you can just contact them and they'll just charge you the difference. Your next choice is your billing cycle. And this goes all the way from 36 months at their best price at $278 a month down to $548 a month for the first month. Now obviously the longer you commit to, the better your price is. But on top of that, we're going to give you a promotional code WebYoda, and that's going to get you an additional 60% off of whatever your purchase is today. Now we need to choose a username. In my case, I'm just going to choose Admin Yoda. And a security pin of 9999. Now we need to enter our billing information, and they give you an option between credit card and PayPal, which is nice. I'll be entering this information behind the scenes. Now we're going to look at their additional services and decide which ones work best for us. The secure key is the first one. It's free, so we're definitely keeping that one. The second one is protection for the website. Well, they already offer great protection of their servers because they want to make sure that their servers aren't hacked by anyone. Next, they're going to offer protection from you so that you don't accidentally mess up their servers. So in my opinion, if you pay for this, you're paying for a service you really don't need. Next, for $5 a month, they'll give you a professional email. WebYoda has a video that shows you how to make an email forward for free on your HostGator account, and that helps you avoid this fee. Next, there's a backup option for $23.95 a year. We're going to opt against this for two reasons. One, HostGator does monthly backups on an automated basis for us. And two, WebYoda has a video on how to back up your WordPress website, and thereby avoiding the annual fee. The last option under their additional services is an SEO package, and I really don't want to tie an SEO package to my web hosting package at this time. Maybe once the website's complete I can address that. The next box is the coupon code box. In this box you'll want to put WebYoda. This is going to get you 60% off your entire purchase today. If you find an option out there better than that, please let us know because our partnership with them pretty much guarantees that no one's going to have better than 60% off. You do the math over here, you'll see it's basically 60% off. Now, we don't have the domain name in here because Bethany already owned her domain, so your price may be a little higher than this. Also, if you choose a longer term, your price will go up from here, and you'll still get the 60% off your total purchase. But in our case, this $583 is really an outstanding price for what we're getting today. At this point, we can scroll down and we're ready to check out. You'll notice that the Checkout Now button is disabled. That is because we need to agree to their terms of service and cancellation policy before we can proceed. So if we just click the box over here to the left, then we're ready to check out. And now we're ready to click the Checkout Now button to complete our purchase. At this point, our purchase is complete and we're waiting for HostGator to finish setting up our account. Once complete, it'll refresh to the next page. And our order is complete and we're ready to proceed. Our next step is to log into our control panel for our new hosting account that we just purchased. And to do that, we first need to go to our email. And there's mine now. So we want to click into your email, and you'll be looking for an email from HostGator that has your account information in it. It's going to have the domain name that's associated with your hosting account. It'll have the username that you chose. And it's going to have a password they created for you, so you're going to need to highlight that and copy to the clipboard because nobody could possibly remember that password. It also includes the link to your control panel for your hosting account. And you're going to need to make a copy of this link or make a bookmark to it or something because you're going to be going back to that periodically. Alternatively, you could also refer to this email they sent you. So now we're going to click on our link to our control panel. This will create a new tab at the top, and it says cPanel Login. You want to click on that tab, and that brings up the box to log into your control panel. And then you want to enter your username, in this case admin Yoda, and then you're going to paste in that crazy password you just copied from the email. Next, you're going to click the Login button. And now you've successfully logged into your cPanel, your control panel for your web hosting account. Now we're ready to install WordPress. In the section at the top called Popular Links, you want to look for Build a New WordPress Site. First, we need to select our domain name for installation. Simply click the pull down and click on your domain name. Now since we use this account for more than one thing, there's lots of things in our box. So in our case, we're going to pick Bethany's new site, yourultimatevacation.com. As for a directory name, you don't need to choose one. We're simply going to click the Next button. Now we're going to enter the blog title, which is basically the website name. So for Bethany's site, we're going to put Your Ultimate Vacation. For my WordPress admin user, I'm going to use Yoda User. And for the first name and last name, I'll just choose Yoda Yoda. Then for the admin email, I'm going to use yoda@webyoda.com. We want WordPress to automatically create our database for us, so we'll leave this checked. Then we need to agree to their terms of service, so we'll click that. And now we're ready to install, so we'll click on Install. You can see at the top that it's spinning away. Then it says Installation Complete. Even though our installation is 100% complete, if you look to the right, the overall website progress is only 60%. Now if you scroll down, you'll see why that is. They basically want to upcharge you for different features. Well, we don't need to pay for any extra features because I'm going to show you how to do the rest of the install for free. Under the installation details, you can see that our WordPress has been installed to yourultimatevacation.com. Our username is the one that we selected, in this case, Yoda User. And then they've also generated a really fancy password for us. So we're going to copy that password to our clipboard. And next we're going to click the Login button. Now we're at the login area for our WordPress admin. In the first box, you want to type in your username, in my case, Yoda User. And then we're going to paste that crazy password they gave us into the password box. Then we're going to click on Login. Now when you see the WordPress admin come up for the first time, it can be very intimidating. You're like, oh my God, what have I got myself into? This looks really complicated. How am I going to build that website we looked at earlier using this stuff? But fear not, we're not going to be using any of this craziness. We're going to have a very simple way for you to do this. If you have any troubles at all, you'll just leave questions under the video. I'll answer and help you, get you moving again. You can get through this, trust me. This little message here, we can just dismiss that. Now before we proceed, I want to go ahead and clean up our tabs a little bit. We no longer need this one, so we can close that one. We no longer need this one, so we can close that one. And now I want to open up a tab to the right that is the website we're going to build. And to do that, we're going to highlight right here. And then if we right-click here, it brings up a menu where we can open up our website in a new tab. Now our website is here, so we can click on that. And as of now, you can see it's a whole lot of nothing. And now I want to open up a new tab over here to put Bethany's version of the website as our reference site. So I opened up a new tab, and now we'll go to her web address. Now we can go back to our dashboard, and we're ready to proceed. At this point, our WordPress application is officially installed, but as the next step, I'd like to go ahead and show you how to change that crazy password they gave you to something that's more manageable. What you're looking at is the dashboard for your WordPress admin. On the left-hand side, about 3/4 of the way down, is an option called Users. This is where you can update, add, and delete users to your system. Let's go ahead and click on Users. Now I notice that our mouse is a little difficult to see, so I figured I'd turn on highlighting to make it easier for you to follow. Now that's a little bit better. Now let's go ahead and click on the username, and this brings up the profile for the user. And as we scroll down the profile, there's a section near the bottom called New Password, Generate Password. When you click on Generate Password, it's yet another fancy password, that craziness nobody's going to want to be able to remember. And so we're going to delete that, and then we'll click on Hide so people don't see us typing our new password. And as we start typing, you'll notice it'll say very weak, and maybe it'll say weak, and then you have to type confirm use or click on confirm use weak password. You really won't want to do that. You want to pick something that's got strong, and then that'll give this, and that little message goes away. That way you have a really fancy password, but yet it's still something you can remember, so it's the best of both worlds. At this point, we just go ahead and click on Update Profile. And up here it shows Profile Updated, so now we have a new password. At this point, I want to take care of a couple of frequently asked questions. The first of those is, how do you log into your WordPress? How do you come back to it and log into it? And the answer is in your URL. Basically, it's your domain name /wp-admin, and that'll take you back to the login box for your WordPress. So if I hit enter on that, I would normally get a login box. Since I'm already logged in, it just takes me to my dashboard. But typically, you type in your domain name /wp-admin, and that's how you get to the login box. Now, the next frequently asked question I get a lot is, how do I go back to a particular spot in the video to review it or to reuse it in another website? And the answer is, go to the video that you watched, in this case the one you're watching now, and then scroll down below the video and look for where it says Show More. And if you click on Show More and scroll down in that, there's a section called Timestamps. In any of these timestamps, if you click on it, it takes you to the review for that particular piece of the video. Now, these timestamps are for a different Web Yoda tutorial, but the idea is the same. Now that our WordPress is completely installed, there's a few other things we need to install to get everything ready for us to work on our real website. The first of those is called a theme. So we're going to click on Appearance and Themes, and then we're going to be adding a new theme. But first we need to do is download the theme we're going to use, and so we're going to make a new tab in our browser, and then we're going to go to webyoda.com/themes. And this brings up the themes page on the Web Yoda website. And now we're just going to scroll down to the project we're working on, in this case yourultimatevacation.com. And the theme for this website is Ocean WP theme. So we're going to click on that, and it will download it to our downloads folder. And each time I do a download like that, mine automatically brings up a window like this. Yours may not. And I can click close on that, and now I'm ready to upload our new theme. And to do that, we can go ahead and close this tab. We're going to go back to WP Admin, and at the top of Themes there's an Add New button. We clicked on that, and now we're going to click on the button that shows up in the same spot, Upload Theme, and we're going to choose a file on our local computer. In this case it's in my Downloads folder, and it's called oceanwp.zip. I click on Open, and now I'll click on Install, and it will install that theme. And once the theme is installed, you make sure that you click on Activate, which is right here, and that makes it the active theme that you're going to use for your website. Now, oftentimes when you do an install of the theme, it's possible that they've made updates to it, which they do fairly regular, and you'll see an update button. If you see one, just click on the update button and it'll give you the latest version of that. Now, there's one last thing we need to install before we can actually start building our website, and that item is plugins. Now, plugins are the tools that are going to allow us to build our website. Much like a contractor has tools to build a house, WordPress uses plugins to build websites. So on the left-hand side, we can click on the word plugins. Now, inside of plugins, there's going to be a list of all the plugins that come by default within your WordPress environment. But these plugins are for somebody else's website, not for ours. So our first step will be to delete all of these WordPress plugins, and then we'll proceed to install the plugins we'll use with our website. To delete plugins, you first have to deactivate them. And on the left-hand side, you'll see a box that says Bulk Actions. If you do the pull down, you can choose Deactivate, and just below that is a box you can click called Plugin that will allow you to select all the plugins at once. Now we're going to click Apply. At this point, it's going to deactivate each one of them. Now they're deactivated. At this point, we can go to the Bulk Actions option again. We can choose Delete. We can choose our plugin button to select them all again, and then we click Apply. Click OK. Yes, we really want to do this. And we watch one by one as they get deleted and clean up our environment. So now all the plugins are deleted, and we're ready to start installing our own plugins. To install our plugins, we first have to download them to our local computer, then we can upload them into our WordPress environment. To do that, we're going to make a new tab in our browser. We're going to go to webyoda.com /plugins. Now on this page, scroll down to the project we're going to be doing. In this case, yourultimatevacation.com. And one by one, we're going to click on each of the plugins to download them to our computer. First plugin we're going to download is Elementor. And this is the page building plugin that's going to allow us to build our amazing website today. Every time I download a plugin, I get one of these pop-up boxes. I don't need all these, so I'm going to close these as I go along. The second plugin is Contact Form 7. Now, Contact Form 7 is the most popular contact form plugin for WordPress. It allows us to build the contact forms where we can send information from our website to us from the users. The third is CF7 Elementor, and this allows the Contact Form 7 to work inside the Elementor environment. The fourth is Ocean WP Extra, and these are extra plugins that work well with the theme that we installed. And the final one is the Duplicate Page plugin. And this thing is amazing. It allows you to take, for example, the destinations Jamaica page and make a copy of it and call it a Hawaii page, and then we can just change the content to be the new page we need. Now that we've downloaded all our plugins, it's time to start installing our plugins. We're going to go back to WP Admin, and from here we're inside our plugins, and at the top we're going to click on Add New. At this point, click on Upload Plugins, choose File, and just go to your Downloads folder. That's where they should be at. We'll start with the one at the top, Duplicate Page. We'll click on Open, Install Now, and once it's installed, you need to click Activate Plugin. Once that's complete, we'll click on Add New again, Upload Plugin, choose a file, Ocean WP, Install Now, Activate Plugin, and 3 more to go. Click on Add New, Upload Plugin, choose File, pick our third one, Install Now, Activate Plugin, Add New, Upload Plugin, choose File, pick our fourth one, Open, Install Now, Activate Plugin, and we have one more. The biggie, Elementor. You're going to love it. Add New, Upload Plugin, choose File, Elementor, Open, Install Now, and Activate Plugin. And we are officially ready to start working on our website. Now, Elementor is going to come with a brief overview, but you don't need that. You have me, so we can close this out. And there's one last thing I wanted to bring up. If you notice near the top left there it says Updates to, and lower down it says Plugins to. Basically, that's telling us there's some updates that can be done. And if you click on whatever the item is, in this case Plugins, you scroll down, you can hit Update Now next to each one of these. And this makes sure you're running the most up-to-date versions. You'll notice that even though we just installed WordPress, there's a message here at the top that says that there's available for a new update. Now this is likely because the default installed version was not necessarily the most up-to-date, and now there's a newer version available. Well, that's good because now we can learn how to update our WordPress. Now to update WordPress, basically when you log in to your dashboard, you'll see a message like this. And if that message shows up, all you need to do is go ahead and click to Update Now. So we'll click on Update Now. And at the top of the WordPress Updates page, there's an important notice to back up your database and files. Now, if this is a new WordPress environment where you haven't built anything yet, you don't need to worry about the backup. But if you've got your website already up and running, you're looking to update your WordPress, you'll want to back those up. Now, we already have a video for backing up your database and files called How to Back Up Your WordPress, and it's using a product called Backup Buddy. And use that video to see how to do automated and manual backup so that you can go ahead and do that before you would proceed. At this time, we're going to go ahead and click on Update Now, and this starts the update process for the WordPress. Now the update's complete, and it usually doesn't take too long, but it could take a little bit longer. It just depends on circumstances. And from here, we can just click on Dashboard to get back where we were at before we started the update. Now, one of the things you'll quickly notice when you're working on your website is that the dashboard will change regularly. For example,